For today, I'm going to read the story Hooray, a Piñata. Do you know what a piñata is? Let's find out if you don't know what it is. Clara's birthday was coming. I'm going to have a cake at my party, she told her friend Samson. Of course you'll have a cake, said Samson. There's always cake at a birthday party. And I'm going to have balloons, Clara said. Everyone has balloons, said Samson. And I'm going to have a piñata too, Clara added. Mama's taking me to pick one out this morning. Wanna come? Hooray! A piñata! Samson clapped his hands. I love piñatas. So, I love piñatas too, said Clara as her mother led them to the piñata store. I love to fill them with candy. I love to whack them, Samson said, and smack them and crack them. So a piñata is something that we fill at parties. We fill them with treats or candy, and it comes in different shapes. And then someone gets a stick and they hit it until it cracks open and everything falls down. It's really, really, really fun. And mash and smash and break them, cried Samson. And watch the candy fall, yelled Clara. And eat the candy, said Samson. I think that's everyone's favorite part. There were so many piñatas to choose from. Donkeys and dinosaurs, peacocks and stars, robots and ice cream cones, lions and lambs, all fluffy in their bright paper curls. There were even some monster piñatas. Samson made a face at a big jagged one. Get this scary thundercloud monster, Clara. A thundercloud monster? Clara shook her head. I like this little dog. Can I get him, Mama? So this is the store for piñatas. And you see, these are all the different types of piñatas that you can get. See? And you go there, you pick the piñata, and then you take it home and you fill it with little toys or, like they said, candy. They love candy. So Clara picked the little doggy right there. That's the one she wanted. If that's the one you want, said her mother. He's the one, said Clara. That dog is so small, he wouldn't hold very much candy, Samson told her. I like him, though, Clara said. He's a good little dog, the piñata vendor said as he lifted the piñata down. Clara took the dog in her arms, and he was light and soft, and he smelled like newspaper. Clara petted the dog's curly fur as she carried him home. I think I'm going to name him Lucky. He looks like a Lucky, said Samson. He's a good little dog. We would take him to the park for a picnic. Mom wants me home for lunch, replied Samson, and you should save that piñata for your birthday party. You don't want to get it wrecked. Wrecked means ruined. You don't want to get it smashed or dirty. It won't get wrecked. Don't worry, Clara assured Samson. So now she's going to take this piñata to different places. Let's see what happens. At home, Clara gave Lucky a bowl of crunchy brown cereal because it looked a little bit like dog food. Lucky seemed to enjoy it. When he had eaten, Clara made him a collar and a leash and took him out for a walk. Is that something we're supposed to do with a piñata? I wonder. Along the way, they stopped to greet people and other dogs and to smell the bushes, flowers, and trees. So I think Clara's using her imagination to pretend that Lucky, the piñata, is a real dog. They came home and dug a deep hole in the sand. What are you doing to that poor piñata? Samson called from across the fence. Lucky's digging, Clara told him. He's getting all dirty. He'll shake himself clean. Clara, honey, called her mother, shake yourself clean and get your sweater. We're going to Grandma's for dinner. See you, Clara, Samson said. Take care of that piñata. I promise, Clara said. She held Lucky tight as the car sped across the city. Lucky sniffed the air with its many smells, salty, oily, bready, sweet, and his ears flapped in the wind. Grandma was waiting for them on her porch. Look, I got a dog, Clara ran to show her. What a good little dog, Grandma patted him. So quiet, so clean. I have to keep him clean because he's really a piñata, said Clara. If I bathe him, his fur would fall apart. But you can brush him, Grandma said as they went into the house, and you can keep him warm. She gave Clara a small crocheted blanket, and here's a little spending money just for you. Thanks, Grandma. She knew what she would spend the money on. Dog biscuits and a ride on the merry-go-round near Grandma's house. After dinner, they walked there together as her house walked there together. As her horse galloped around and around, Clara pretended that she and Lucky were flying. They flew in Clara's dreams that night. Oh, this is her having her dream. Look at all of the things she was dreaming about. And on her swing the next morning, they ate cheese sandwiches together and they listened to stories and bicycled around the block with Samson. Careful with the piñata, Samson yelled, and they raced down. Don't worry, Samson. He's safe. There she is. She really likes her piñata Lucky, right? That afternoon, Clara and Samson made paper hats for everyone who was coming for her party the next day. Clara made a little hat for Lucky. You like that piñata so much, Samson said. It's going to be sad when you stuff him with candy and break him. Because remember what we said we do with piñatas? We put candy and we put treats and we put little toys and then you hit it open. Do you think she's going to want to do that to her little piñata dog? Clara's eyes filled with tears. I don't want anyone to break them. See? You mean you won't have a piñata at your party? No candy? Said Samson. We can have candy in bowls, Clara suggested, though she knew it didn't sound like much fun. And Samson sighed. You should have a real doll, Clara. Maybe I can get you a puppy for your birthday. I can't have a real doll, Clara said. Dogs and cats make my mother sneeze. They do? That's too bad. I'll have to get you something else then. What? Asked Clara. I'm not sure yet. I think something good. What do you think Samson is going to get her for her birthday? He wanted to get her a dog, but they can't have a dog. What do you think he's going to get her for her birthday? Early the next morning, Samson came by with two presents. Clara opened the smaller one first. Inside was a rawhide bone. For Lucky. Thanks, Samson. A rawhide bone is kind of like a chewing toy for the dog. Open the big one, Samson said. Clara tore off the wrapping paper and saw something big and jagged and scary. Do you remember seeing this before? We saw it somewhere else in the book. A piñata! Hooray! Clara clapped her hands. Hooray, a piñata! Samson clapped too. What? A piñata? Clara's mom said. Clara hugged the thundercloud. Let's fill it with the candy right now. Before you make friends with it, too, Samson laughed. Clara's father helped them cut a hole in the piñata and fill it with almond bars and cinnamon swirls and strawberry rolls and taffy and tiny little bags of jelly beans and shiny chocolate kisses. Then they taped the hole shut and hung heavy thunderclouds in Clara's tree. The piñata scowled as the guests arrived at the party. It glared as they sang and ate the cake. It grinned its toothy monster grin as the children took turns trying to break it. They whacked it and cracked it and mashed it and bashed it, but still, the storm cloud did not open. So here they are trying to get to the piñata, trying to break it open to get all the candy out. They still couldn't get it open until Clara gave it a thundering thwack, and the candy showered down, and the children whooped and hollered, hooray, 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 and they all went to grab the candy. So it finally broke open. And when they'd eaten all they could, they played with the piñata. Samson wore the scowly face as a mask, Clara turned the bottom into a hat, and Lucky chased a quick yellow lightning bolt through the grass. The And so you see Lucky the dog that was really a piñata, she kept using her imagination and pretended like he was a real dog. And she didn't want to use him as a piñata anymore because she really, really liked him. So now, what I would like you to do is I want you to draw a picture of what your piñata would look like. What would your piñata look like? Would it be an animal? Would it be maybe just a circle, a sphere? Would it look like a star? What would your piñata look like if you can have one? Okay, friends, have a great day and see you soon.